As soccer takes center stage this summer, Comcast helps bring the experience home to America. As the exclusive Spanish-language home of the tournament in the U.S., Telemundo is set to present its most expansive coverage ever. 700 hours of programming, live on-site presence at all 104 matches. And with multi-view and real-time 4K, Xfinity will deliver the most innovative and immersive sports viewing experience for fans watching on Telemundo, Peacock, Fox, and FS1. Learn more at ComcastCorporation.com.
Hey, it's Bill from the Bill Simmons podcast. FIFA World Cup 26 fans, listen up. As the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26, Michelob Ultra is giving away $1 million worth of FIFA World Cup 26 tickets and prizes. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra FIFA World Cup 26 superior access, no purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus, begins on December 1st, 2025, ends on July 31st, 2026, multiple entry periods. Visit www.MichelobUltra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26 for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at Accenture.com/Spotify.
Welcome back to the second episode of the Snack Wrap. It's just a mini version of Wrap. One person said they liked it, so we thought we'd do it again. It's me, it's Hattie, and I'm joined by Zach from an Ospreys fan, Ospreys podcast. I don't know. Who are you, Zach?
I'm from the Ospreys podcast.
Yeah, you are. So Zach is as one representative from the Ospreys. That means that it's 50% of the Ospreys representation in this week's Wales side facing Argentina.
You're really funny, you know that, right?
Anyway, we're going to crack on with our snack wrap today. Last week was our Fiji snack wrap, which we decided after the episode would be some sort of like fried chicken and maybe like a pineapple sauce. If it was being sold at McDonald's. What would an Argentinian snack wrap be? Would it be beef?
It has to be some sort of steak.
Yeah.
Steak and chimichurri.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Chips, cooked, crispy, covered, a little bit of spice, a little bit of ting.
Yeah. And on the wrapper, little capybara.
It has to be.
Yeah. This is not Argentina related, but it is capybara related. I used to work with somebody who was from Venezuela, and they have capybaras in Venezuela, and apparently quite tasty.
I wouldn't know, but it seemed, I don't know, most meat from that part of the world is quite tasty.
Yeah. She's eating guinea pig too, which made me quite sad, but anyway, moving on. Should we talk about what happened last week? Do you want to?
I mean, we did win.
Yeah, so it was actually a fairly comfortable win.
Like, considering that it's against Fiji, and I'm normally like shitting myself, I was like relatively calm for the last 25, 30 minutes. It just felt like we're not going to lose this, despite us being like 1 point up and just not looking amazing. It just looked like Fiji didn't give a shit.
Most Fiji games give me extreme squeaky bum time. This did not. I was like, like after the first half, I was like, I mean, even with Dan Edwards not having his best day at the office, shall we say, to be diplomatic.
I'm not biting.
Look, I've seen Ospreys fans say I'm being diplomatic.
I'm not biting.
He had a rough day. But even with that, like, we were just doing significantly better than Fiji, who just could not pull it together.
Fiji were just missing that final pass consistently. I don't know if that's down to them, but I think it might be down to us almost. Because our scramble defense looked was absurdly good.
I would also say, if you look back at a lot of sort of recent-ish good Fiji performances, it's with Caleb Muntz at 10, and obviously he wasn't playing last weekend, but he is playing against Scotland this weekend.
England.
Whatever. Both ends in land.
Yeah. But no. Fiji looked very Fijian in that the first half was just line break after line break after line break after line break, and somehow they bombed it every single time.
They just, I do wonder, maybe. So we talked a bit last week about the pitch. Obviously, synthetic pitch, it's evil. There's always a lower limb injury. There were 2 lower limb injuries, both for Fiji.
Rest in peace, Semi Randrandran.
Yeah. I do wonder because a lot of the like sevens international players have said like playing on synthetic pitches is significantly different. You can run a lot faster and do a lot of things. Obviously, apart from the sevens players within that Fiji squad, which I don't think there are many, as mostly 15s players, they're probably not used to playing on a synthetic pitch like that. Obviously, all pitches in Fiji are natural. Most of them are playing at like a pretty high level in France, for example, in Down Under, which they're all real pitches as well. So, yeah, I think it's potentially something to look at.
It was a very odd game. The first half was like low scoring and yet completely open, and the second half was quite high scoring and felt a lot tighter.
Yeah, it was peculiar. I did enjoy all the pomp and circumstance though. Big fan of that.
I was going to say, Fiji put on a show. They made it feel like a home game, even though it did help that the Welsh crowd did not show up.
No, it was a fairly small crowd, although it was more than could have fit in Suva in Fiji.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I understand why they're playing their games in the UK. They're obviously trying to raise funds to build a bigger stadium. It makes sense to me. It's putting them at a disadvantage, but I get it.
Yeah, sometimes you need to just fund your union a little bit. At the end of the day, the WRU only exists because of Principality you can sell out 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah. But all I can say, when you've got Fiji Water, there's only so much they can donate, apparently. Apparently, we can't have the Fiji Water Fijian National Stadium for the Fiji Water Flying Fijians.
To be fair, making a stadium out of water isn't the best idea. I've seen a brewery fill before.
That's true, but maybe they could make it out of recycled plastic bottles.
You assume they get recycled. Not very woke.
That's true. Fiji water is very expensive, and I feel like because it's expensive, it's bought by posh people who don't recycle. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like the only other thing really to say from that game is that Louis Samet needs a bit of a kick up the backside.
He looked like he couldn't really be that
bothered. Yeah.
Like I get that like our ball didn't go past 10 at all game until literally the last phase of the game. And I get that we just scrummed and mauled it, but it's sort of what we needed to do. But like you just have to, if your job is as a right winger classically is to be the more defensively sound and to be the one chasing more high balls, you need to typically work harder. Is why I prefer sort of Josh Adams out more. So Ellis Mead does it really well because he just has an unlimited engine.
Yeah, and
Reece Bennett just can't be asked. He never looks like he's that fast, especially tracking back.
Yeah, and I think this is where like people have kind of, when we were talking about the whole debate over him playing 15, that's the difference kind of between how Bristol play versus how most other teams play, and he can't really just sit back and wait for the ball to come to him. For Wales, he needs to get more involved, and that's why a winger like Ellis Mee is a lot more useful because he's constantly looking for work. He comes off his wing, he comes inside. Louis Rissart has never done that.
I think this might be a bit of a cope. I think Jockey's system prefers more defensively sound wingers.
Yeah, but I think, we saw these problems with Louis Samet before he went to the NFL, in that you wouldn't see him for a game unless the ball came to him. He didn't go coming off his wing looking for the ball. He stayed where he was and took the pass. And to be fair to him, when he makes a line break, like, it's very, very rare that anybody's going to catch him. But if you're only making a handful of line breaks per game, you're maybe scoring. I went through his stats actually, and he's not doing particularly well internationally, like in comparison to other wingers. in the Prem, he's averaging okay, but his scoring rate is not that high.
Not been in great form. He's been okay. He looks. I think he's currently our fourth best winger.
Yeah, I don't think he's
maybe even fifth. Like I would rather have Josh Adams. I'd rather Ellis May. I'd rather have Gabe Hamer-Webb. I'd rather have Tom Bowen, arguably, as like someone who's defensively not up to standard, but like
I will say Gabe Hamer-Webb. The one game he's had, he was shit.
Yeah.
He needs time to get up to that level. Bowen, I do think he needs to be in kind of the upper echelon a bit more, come through in the senior team, but it's good to see him playing really well for under 20s. I think Ellis Mee, am I right in saying it came out a couple weeks ago that like Ellis Mee and Nuri Sawit were the same speed or something, or they did a race?
I don't remember seeing it, but I'm going to take your word for it.
There was something, but they were rating like who was faster between the two. Oh, it might have been a few months ago when Bristol played the Scarlets.
Yeah, I mean, recently it wasn't Ellis Mee's pocket all game.
Yeah, and they're basically talking about which of the two of them is faster. And I think even if Ellis Mee is like a tiny bit slower, his work rate and his engine and everything else puts him significantly in front of Nuri Sawit.
Ellis Mee reminds me of a lot of sort of Alex Cuthbert and his sort of work rate and his defensive mannerisms, just wanting to like sort of die for sure. Yeah. And Alex Cuthbert was one of my first favourite wingers of all time in my day. Yeah, he almost seems like a Josh Adams regen more than a Liam Williams regen.
Yeah, I was going to say he does like that, like 2018 coming into 2019, Josh Adams, like just rapid, good sound defensively, constantly coming off his wing. He's not quite as powerful as some of them, but he is massive.
I think he could become powerful when he just grows out a bit, because he's only, 22, 23?
He's like a little puppy.
He still looks like a child. And like,
yeah, he's a bit like, when a baby giraffe is born and they're kind of like all wobbly.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of. Although I will say, if you watched last week's episode, you will know that I said that I'd met him a few weeks ago. He's quite big. It's just because he's surrounded by like Tame Plumtree and everybody else who's huge that he doesn't look quite so big. But he could pack out a little bit to become George North 2.0.
I don't see that. No one's going to be George North 2.0.
No. And hopefully he doesn't have the concussions of George North. So
yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah. Moving on, if we're talking about next gen and the youth of it all, males and Wales men. It was Wales males under 20. It doesn't rhyme. They started out pretty well against South Africa in the World Rugby, World Junior, World Championships.
Yeah.
World Rugby, World Championships.
Cup.
Yeah. They started out quite well. I think they were leading at like 14-0 at one point. They were out mauling the South Africans, which is mad. However, South Africa did pull away 52-33.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different. And Messi only trusts Duracell.
I see that as quite a good performance.
Me too. I'm not mad about it.
I think like South Africa looked immense, and South Africa has some really good performances. Then 12, whatever is Ethan Adams, I'm pretty sure, was nuts. He's just absurd.
So it came out this week, and this has nothing to do with what I'm going to say, but And I'm not accusing the South Africans that are playing in this championship of anything. But it came out this week that one of the South African like under 18s, under 20s players had been caught doping, like anabolic steroids. And I looked him up and I looked how big he was. And then I looked at like the other South Africans that are playing at the under 20s team. I'm like, you're all huge. You're like 2 to 3 times the size of our guys, even though you're all the same age.
I think a part of it is very much sort of diet of being a South African, and you're eating braai and meat literally in massive quantities every day of the year.
And also, like, it's the same as Ireland and England, I think, where they're coming through a school system that is pushing them so hard to be so big that, but yeah, I did think that was I'm really impressed with them.
South Africa also have, what, 20 times the population? I think that's like, compared to Wales, they're just going to have, on average, naturally bigger people to pick from.
They're just, they're able to pick
more big people to pick from, even. I mean, we fronted up pretty physically, I'd say. Tom Howe looked superb there and Gwyn had a great game. Evan Minto put in a massive shift.
So I'm not mad about it. I think they did quite well. Moving on to another bit of news, unless you have anything else to say about the Wales males.
Tom Bowen's quite good, isn't he?
He is quite good.
His try was very good.
Oh, so good. He's just highlight reel after highlight reel.
Yeah. Mind you, I did love Lewis Edwards fending off someone with the force in the lead up to it, which I thought was very funny.
Also, don't know if you saw, was it WRRAP? No, it was the URC put out a highlights reel of Carwyn Leggett-Jones from the World Rugby, World Junior Championships, World Rugby Championships held in Georgia in the world.
Capital.
Yeah. And it was like a highlight and they were like, everything's safe in West Wales or something. And it was Carwyn Leggett-Jones. And he's now re-signed for the Scarlets, just saying.
Well, he signed his first senior contract as opposed to an academy contract, which is, fair enough. He's quite good.
Yeah, at 18. Yeah.
It's quite good.
So moving on, we've just had a little bit of signing news. We move on to more signing news. So first off, we had the news that Abby Fleming, Karis Phillips, and Lisa Neumann are all leaving Harlequins Women. We'll say Scrum 5, they had a little boo-boo in the graphic.
No, not another one.
Another one. Not another one. So they managed to identify Karis Phillips and Lisa Neumann, which is good. However, instead of Abby Fleming in the graphic, they used a photo of Wales co-captain Kate Williams, who doesn't play for Quins. In fact, she plays for Gloucester Hartpury. Yeah.
You must wonder who at Scrum 5 gives a shit about rugby nowadays.
My sources tell me the guy who runs the socials for BBC Wales Sport and Scrum 5, he doesn't like rugby. He likes football.
Right.
So no, I did comment on that, and they have left the post up. So
that's
anyway,
quite.
Yeah. However, it was announced after that Abby Fleming is moving to Leicester Tigers, so slightly more game time compared to Quins. Obviously,
A bit of a cloud above their head as a club.
Yeah, not great for the club. They did announce yesterday they're looking for a forwards coach. So if you would like to be paid £26,000 a year,
minimum wage.
Yeah. To be a forwards coach at Leicester Tigers. There you go. Mace Davis has left Bristol Bears and she will be heading to Exeter Chiefs. And then we still don't have any news about where Karis Phillips or Lisa Neumann are going. But I'm assuming, because Karis Phillips lives in Neath and just travels up
everywhere
to London. Yeah. So I'm assuming she's just going to do like Celtic Challenge or retire. And then Lisa Neumann, I'm assuming again, she's either going to go to Trailfinders, which I believe is where her boyfriend is. I think he's a fitness coach there, S&C coach, or go to the Celtic Challenge. if anyone wants my opinion on that.
It'd be nice if they knew where they were going.
It would be nice. It would also be nice if, like, when they announced that the Joyce Butchers, for example, were leaving Bristol and going to play their domestic rugby in Wales, if they actually said which team. Because, like, we all know it's Brython Thunder, but, like, can you actually treat them like teams?
It's not just, we get to play for one of the two franchises.
Yeah.
It's
probably the one they've already played for and live 5 minutes from the training facility.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
They could be going to Guadeloupe. In theory.
They could.
They're not.
They're not. I would be incredibly surprised, but there we go. And they both played for Scarlet's Women anyway. Like back in the day. When that was still a thing. 4,000 years ago.
Before my time.
I'm literally not. It has not happened since COVID.
Yeah, before my time. I was still an embryo.
Yeah, you're still a child. Still just floating away in the ether. Yeah, Zach only spawned in like 2023.
I don't know about that, but you know.
Yeah. So we move on to this weekend.
Argentina away. Scotland battered them.
Right. Do you know what? I think I was looking at the scoreline because I remember it being like complete pull away for Scotland. It was only 47-38. I think that flatters Argentina.
It was, I think, with 5 minutes left, 47-20, like 21 or something.
Yeah.
24. Which is far more akin to England, South Africa. Which was a battering. It's just like
which was very
fun. What a day. What a day.
That was art. Do you know what the best part was? First of all, the Wales game had been on ITV1.
Yeah.
And then you had to switch channels to ITV4 to watch the England game.
And they lost.
And then they got absolutely hammered.
That first 20 minutes was brilliant.
Just absolutely cream crackered.
I'm really glad we don't have to play South Africa next week. I'm really glad.
It's not happening.
We're going on strike.
Oh no, it's just not happening. You know. Yeah. Heat wave, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Wales, Argentina is quite interesting. The teams are out. Wales looks sensible.
Yes. So there are a couple of changes. Would you like me to run through them?
Go for it.
Because I have written them out, so I will do that. So front five stays exactly the same. The only change in the pack is James Botham in for Alex Mann, which is not surprising given didn't Alex Mann go off in the game? Making it up.
He went off of the HRA after like 5 minutes and came back on. It didn't look great. He gave, I think, 3 quite silly penalties, which is very Alex Mann of him.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised that that's happened. Give Alex Mann a bit of a break. Sam Costello comes in at 10. Dan Edwards dropped from the matchday 23. Again, not massively surprised.
I'm not surprised. It's a little bit harsh, maybe, especially with a real 10 cover anymore. But
my thought is, obviously, with then travelling to South Africa, unfortunately, after the game, we know that there will be some changes. Does this mean that like Sam Costello gets a start and then Dan Edwards is on the bench next week, or Dan Edwards, is fresh? He's not having, traveled to, I mean, he probably has travelled to Argentina, but, he's not playing in Argentina, then travelling, then playing again. Is that like...
It just gives him 2 weeks recovery as opposed to
It just gives him a bit of a break. And I think that's the same for, some of our other changes, and also we'll get to it, but like Teddy Williams not playing this week and last weekend and things like that. So yeah, Sam Costello comes in at 10. Ellis Mee comes in for Louis Samet, who is not dropped completely. He's on the bench, which I think is a bit of a waste of a bench spot, but I guess he's covering 15 as well.
I don't mind Louis Samet for bench because he at least has the idea that he can break the game up a bit.
Yeah, I just think that
I don't think it works.
I think wingers off the bench is just stupid.
Yeah. Your bench back should always be 9-10 centre cover.
Yeah.
And
like, especially if you've got like an outside centre cover who could cover the wing, I think that's
Max Llewellyn has played wing for Gloucester about 50% of the time there.
Yeah, somebody like Robbie Henshaw back in the day would have been like the most perfect 23 option because he can cover both centre positions, the wing and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have him on the wing or 15 ever.
No, he came through as a 15.
Yeah, and he just wasn't very good.
Well, he could do it. He could do a job. All right. Um, there is no change in the replacement bench front row, but Teddy Williams comes in at 19 instead of Tane Plumtree. And then Kane James comes in for his potential debut off the bench. Big names have debuted in Argentina for Wales. One of them being the one and only
Alan Jones.
Alan Jones.
Yeah.
Also, Cubby Boy.
Yeah, that would have been 2018 tour where Ross Moriarty chokes someone out for a red card. That's funny.
I thought it was the Lions year. I thought it was 2017.
No, it was 2018. It was the year after the Lions. The Lions year, we were touring Tonga and Steph, ex-Scarlet winner, Steph, short hair.
Seth Evans.
Yeah. Played and scored a few belters.
Anyway, I can't remember what happened last week, so
yeah,
how am I supposed to? I'm a historian, so I can't really say that, but I don't remember what happened in 2017 or 2018. It's all one big blur. So yeah, Kane James comes in at 20. Tame Plumtree, as I said, is dropped, and Botham's obviously starting. The off the bench backs a little bit interesting. Kieran Hardy. It's the same as last week. But LRZ comes off the bench and Max Llewellyn as well, who should. What a weird choice, to be honest.
Max
actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
It feels a bit odd, but it's giving me hopes that we can end the game with an Eddie James 12, Max Llewellyn 13 centre partnership.
That would be great.
Which seems really fun. It just seems like it's.
Do you know what? That would make. Yeah, Warren Gatland will see. Well, actually, you won't watch this because I'm convinced that Warren Gatland doesn't actually watch rugby. But he, if he hears about that centre partnership and like the weight of it, he might actually just start crying.
Legitimate
just tears of joy. Yeah.
It's just like Gatland's wet dream of centre partnership, which, you know what, I want to see.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. So that'd be fun. As I said, Argentina did lose last week, but the scoreline does flatter them a bit. As they didn't really do anything until the last quarter. Can Wales hold back the comeback?
I think Argentina are going to be a lot better this week, naturally. Yeah.
So it was Argentina's first game since the autumn.
Yeah, and
we played 6 games since then.
In theory, we should be more like a good place to compare us would be Steve Tandy's first game in charge. This is against Argentina last autumn.
Yeah, and do you know how we did in that game?
Yeah, we lost by 30 points.
Yeah, 28-52.
Yeah. I just think it's a good place to compare it and see how much as a team Wales have developed in the last sort of 8 months.
Yeah.
Because we should be a lot more competitive. We should be a lot closer. I don't necessarily think we're going to win, but I think we'll be. I think back to that Argentina game, and I think we conceded 4 of the softest tries I've ever seen in my life.
The other thing I will say is that although Argentina do have the home advantage, in terms of the crowd, I don't think that will make much of a difference. If anybody watched the Scotland game, you'll know that the crowd were completely silent throughout the entire game.
You couldn't really see them at all.
They were just.
You might get more Patagonians going and just supporting Wales.
Yeah, there will certainly be references to colonialism throughout the broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very woke of them.
So unwoke, which, I personally go to rugby for my woke. Just a very woke sport.
That's because all the female players are gay. That's not.
And 70% more likely to receive online abuse. According to World Rugby.
That doesn't shock me in any capacity.
No. No. And in case anyone wants to be a pedant, yes, technically it was 69 point something percent. 70%.
How do you think Wales are going to do in the Argentinian again? Do we think we're going to lose by 50 points or by 10 points?
I think it will be a complete and utter shit show. And Alan Wynne-Jones, I'm assuming, will be there to plug his rum.
Will he fly out to Argentina just to plug his rum?
Do you think he'll try and buy the ad space? Also, what channel is it on? Because isn't there an England football game on Saturday?
I imagine it'll be on ITV4.
Unless the England game's on BBC. Either way, I don't think many people are going to be watching. Oh, it's at 10 o'clock, so
It'll be before. It'll still be on ITV4.
Yeah, it'll still
be for tipping point again.
But it does mean, hopefully, that, if we lose really spectacularly, there will be less English people roasting us on Reddit.
Yes, Reddit.
I only go on there if I really hate myself.
Yeah, I stopped about a decade ago.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You so use Twitter so much better, so much worse.
Twitter is so much better for your mental health. Do you want to know what my tweet of the day is?
Of course. Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, it's from Rachel Reeves.
Oh boy.
And I think it might go down as one of the best in British politics. I will accept Nigel Farage's request to be appointed steward and bailiff of the Manor of Northstead. This means that he's officially quit, right?
Yeah.
It's a farce and a desperate distraction, and the people of Clacton deserve better. But if he wants to spend the summer arguing with a bin, I won't stop him.
That's quite good.
It's a good tweet.
I will one up you because I saw someone arguing that Count Binface was the establishment.
Yes, I've also seen that because he apparently worked for the BBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. It's what I love.
Yeah. So the man who wears a bin on his head is the establishment, not the man who's been a career politician.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Anyway, with that, I think that was your little pudding on your snack wrap. Like a little McFlurry. A McFlurry of bullshit. If you enjoyed snack wrap, let us know. Lee doesn't want us, I think, to do them, but they're more fun. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, we'll see you again for next week's snack wrap. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he'll force us to do a proper one.
Is it snack wrap or is it snack fry next week? Because it's just like steak and nothing else.
True. Although have you seen the sausages that they fry? They look quite nice.
You're making me hungry now.
Yeah.
No idea.
I'm having a camembert for dinner, so that's what I'm going to get for the oven.
It's too warm for hot food. Piggy bits, M&S piggy bits on my way.
Well, that's what I've got. I've got some bread, I've got some ham, and then I'm gonna bake a camembert.
It's still too warm. I've got some mini cocktail sausages, mini sausage rolls, and a salad. Lovely.
Interesting. Anyway, with that, as I said, finishing off, thanks for watching the snack wrap. Like, rate, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Check out Global Gainline, all the other stuff that Harley normally says.
Check out the Scottish Rugby Realm new podcast.
Yeah, new podcast. They've got better facial hair than us.
Low bar.
And better accents.
Also a low bar.
Also a low bar, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.